Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Girl Scout Meta Brown from Troop 12177. It is my pleasure to serve as one of your MCs today. Thank you for joining us for the 2022 annual meeting of Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia. It is our second virtual annual meeting. I don't think anyone thought we wouldn't be meeting in person this year, but here we are. Today's meeting will cover highlights and important information from Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia's past year. We have a lot to share, but we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, Girl Scout Promise, and Law. I'm now pleased to present members from Troop 40624 to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Afterwards, Violet Smith from Troop 12029 will lead us in the Girl Scout Promise and Law.
I'm Janae, and I'm Romel, and we're from Troop 40624, and we're going to sing our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout.
Thank you, Girl Scouts. I'm Girl Scout Lily Padgett from Troop 20007, your other MC today. We thank all of you for attending. While you all play an important role in our council, we want to acknowledge a few key members who are attending today. We want to recognize and thank them for their commitment to our council. National Board Member Leslie Temple, nominees for 2022 Board of Directors, National Council delegates, girls presently working on the Girl Scout Bronze, Silver, and Gold Awards, Regional Advisory Board members, Sue Elth, CEO of Historic Georgia. And a special thank you to the dedicated board members of the Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia, Laura Toms, Jeff Hewitt, Jeff Wilson, Susan Sparrows, Jackie Dudley, Mark Bennett, Jen Elkins, Lindsay Fruchtel, Jane Hemmer, Doug Pearson, Crystal Smith, Caitlin Tuden, James Welch, Luana Williams, and Rachel Wilson. And now to officially get started, I would like to invite Board Chair Laura Toms to call the meeting to order.
Cheryl, would you like to come forward to give the quorum?
Sure. Chair Toms, our delegates participated in the election electronically January 10th through January 19th, and 52 voting members out of a total of 89 eligible participated in the election, with representation from all 6 of our regions. The bylaws define quorum as 25% of the delegation. With 52, we exceed the number required for a quorum.
Thank you, Cheryl. I'm now pleased to call the 2022 annual business meeting of the Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia to order. As we begin our proceedings, I would like to go over a few important details regarding the business portion of our meeting. Readers are present today and commissioned to take notes from today's meeting. Our reader today is Ula Batchelor. The responsibility of the reader is to also approve the minutes of this meeting once they are transcribed. The minutes will be sent to all delegates after the reader has approved them prior to the 2023 annual meeting. A teller has been appointed for the purpose of the election. Since the meeting is virtual again this year, delegates received packets prior to the meeting with 3 items requiring a vote: the minutes from the 2021 meeting, the board slate, and the fiscal year 2021 financials. Votes were submitted electronically and were due January 19, 2022. The teller was provided with the information submitted and will report the results during today's meeting. Today's teller is Francis Mason. Those eligible to vote were current board members, board nominating committee members, council delegates, and national council delegates. Guests, nominees, and staff were not eligible to vote. Moving along, Susan Spiros, Board Secretary, will present the minutes from the 2021 annual meeting.
Voting members should have received a copy of the minutes from last year's annual meeting in their packets and submitted any corrections. There were 3 typographical corrections, but no material changes. The teller will now come forward to give the report.
52 affirmative votes were received, which is 100% of all the votes. There were no negative votes.
The motion is adopted to accept the minutes from the 2021 Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia annual meeting. Now back to you, Laura.
It is our 13th annual meeting of Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia, and I'm happy to report that despite another crazy year, our council and movement remains strong. In fact, our recent trend shows positive movement in every area, and that's great news for all of us. One big announcement comes from our national organization. For the last several months, Interim CEO Judith Batty has fearlessly led us through some very challenging times. We are thankful that she stepped up when we needed her. Effective January 27th, new CEO Sophia Chang will be at the helm. During Mrs. Chang's 20-year tenure at HBO Warner Media, she led the successful transformation of several businesses, developed high-performing teams, and advocated for women in diversity. Her leadership and business achievements were built on her strategic vision, her authenticity, and her inclusiveness. We are excited to welcome her to the movement. I also want to recognize National Board Member Leslie Temple, who is attending today's meeting. Mrs. Temple is a Gold Award Girl Scout and Thanks Badge 2 recipient. She's been a Girl Scout for 62 years, having started as a Brownie and continuing through Mariner Girl Scouts. A lifetime member of GSUSA, Leslie retired as President CEO of Nuvis, an international landscape architecture firm. Leslie reflects on her career. I have broken a lot of glass ceilings, and I got to where I am because of leadership training in Girl Scouts. I'm honored to give back. Thank you for joining us today, Leslie, and for your commitment to the movement. Well, as you can attest, it's been another unstable year, but volunteers and staff have kept the girls engaged. From daisies to ambassadors, Girl Scouts have been involved in activities that revolve around our curriculum of 4 program pillars, which are entrepreneurship, outdoors, life skills, and STEM. Our national organization has provided resources and support to help councils remain strong and solvent. We applied for and received a second grant from the Payroll Protection Program. Additionally, we received funds from the Employee Retention Credit Program. Our staff also worked hard to be frugal, revamped our direct delivery program, slowed hiring, and reduced expenses. We also finally sold the last of the slated properties that had been on the market for several years. Consequently, with the combination of federal funding and frugal financial management, we ended the year in black again. We were able to do so without any reduction in our full-time staff, which is quite an accomplishment for a nonprofit or any small business during this pandemic. Our regional advisory boards are making great strides in community engagement efforts. We now have regional advisory boards in Gainesville, Athens, Augusta, Savannah, Columbus, and Macon. These volunteers are our ambassadors and community representatives. They are well connected and committed to strengthening our council across the state. Several of our regional advisory board members are present today, and I want to thank them for their effort. Most importantly, we were able to still provide girl programs. This was in no small part due to the hard work of our outstanding volunteers who really stepped up to help in every area. At this time, I would like to recognize a few of our stellar volunteers who received board-level awards during our last high award ceremony. These awards require board approval. The recipients of the 2021 National Volunteer of Excellence Award were Carol Bowden, Laura Briggs, Brittany Ernest, and Andrea Raphael. The recipients of the 2021 National Appreciation Pin Award were Vicki Bunkley, Barbara Harris, Kim Hardy, Laura McLean, Karen Ribble, Lisa Sanchez, and Victoria Young. The recipient of the 2021 National Thanks Badge was Jane Barron. The recipients of the 2021 National President's Award were Adopt a Camp Team Low, Laura Pittman, Chair. Fort Benning Service Area, Morgan Gonzalez, Service Area Manager. Marshes of Glen Service Area, Pam Sapp, Service Area Manager. We applaud these dedicated volunteers. The importance of your volunteering staff working as a team for girls is more critical than ever. We applaud you all for your commitment to our movement. For more about this unusual year, CEO Sue Elks will share this year's highlights.
Thank you so much, Laura. And it's so good to be here with you all today. I hope, beyond hope, that next year we can all be in person. I miss seeing all of your smiling faces in person. So I'm sure hopeful. I cannot agree more with Laura about the importance of our volunteers and staff working together this year, especially over these last 2 years. We continue to be challenged in every way, but we're becoming experts at navigating our new reality. Thanks to every Girl Scout, girls, leaders, volunteers, board members, and staff who continue to rise to the occasion. Last year, unfortunately, we saw our biggest drop in membership. We ended the year down 42%. Although we know it was due to external factors beyond our control, such as schools in flux and in-person activities being canceled, we hated seeing fewer girls involved in Girl Scouts in a time where I feel they needed us most. The great news is it looks like this year we're on a trend towards recovery with membership up 14%. Now that's something to cheer about. With respect to funding, our overall balance sheet shows growth. It has been another difficult year. United Way continues to cut us, and many fundraisers had to be canceled due to COVID. Businesses and individual supporters remain hesitant to give with the uncertainty of the economy. The saving grace this past year has been the various federal relief programs, which will not be available this coming year. So while we celebrate a positive balance sheet, please note that we're still facing headwinds in the future for funding. We're not out of the woods yet. We've had some successes. Our grant writers had a very good year with 21% increase in grant revenues. And the Promises to Keep breakfast in Athens was virtual for the second year, and for the second year, increased their income over the previous year. Way to go. QuestFest was virtual last summer, and 327 Questers attended from across the country. By the way, QuestFest will be in person and virtual this year, so be on the lookout for more information. Our program team continued to offer opportunities for girls by providing amazing virtual and in-person programs. From Camp Outside the Box to Badge in a Bag, Girl Scouts in our council and around the country participated. We also had in-person summer camp. Last summer, 454 girls attended camp. They learned how to canoe, build fires, ride horses, make new friends, have fun, and just be a kid. Volunteers and troop leaders have played an important role in the lives of our girls. You've held troop meetings, day camps, and weekend trips. You've planned international trips that you had to postpone and rescheduled face-to-face meetings because of COVID outbreaks. You've been the ones to deal with the mental toll that this epidemic has had on our Girl Scouts. You've held their hands, you've wiped their tears, and you've helped them conquer their fears. You absolutely rock. We cannot tell you how important our frontline volunteers and parents are to the success of this movement. We value you and your opinions. To that end, we made some adjustments in response to your feedback from the Voice of the Customer National Survey. You gave us a lot of valuable insight, and while we cannot act upon all of it immediately, there are a few things we've been able to do. One of the things you told us is that you need more support and training, especially the first-year leaders. So now we have a director of volunteer development who will be working hard to make sure you feel prepared to do your job. You also told us you'd like help making badge work easier, so we now have Badge in a Bag. It has been very popular. Additionally, in response to the national public health crisis, many studies have shown that our next challenge will be mental health and wellness. As I'm sure you know, students have been among the hardest hit during this time of social isolation and negative images in the media. To address this problem, GSUSA has developed a mental health and wellness patch program for girls. We'll be offering program and supports for this critical new program in the spring. We have a few other things in the pipeline, and we'll also look to hear more from you when we do our town halls on Tuesday, March 15th at 1 o'clock and Thursday, March 31st at 6 o'clock p.m. They will be virtual, so please sign up to attend. Watch for the information to come out on Friday. Well, in closing, it has been another unpredictable year, but Girl Scouts always rise to the occasion. And while we didn't perform as well in some areas as we'd hoped, we're still here and we're still standing strong. I'd now like to introduce you to our council treasurer, Jackie Dudley, who will provide information about our council's financial health. Jackie?
Thank you, Sue. Good afternoon, esteemed volunteers and guests. I'm honored to be with you today to present the 2020-2021 financial report. The object of the Finance Committee is to advance the Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia's strategic plan around the finances of the council by focusing efforts specifically on the fiduciary duties of the board. We are responsible for providing leadership and direction for the board's decisions relating to finance. Committee members work with our outsourced accounting firm, Cubics, and Chief Advancement Officer, LaDon Shaw, to ensure sound internal controls are in place and all financial practices are followed. As projected on the slide and noted within your annual report for the 2020-2021 membership year, the total operating revenue and support was $6,698,036 in comparison to $5,325,258 in the 2019-2020 year. Total expenses were $5,067,228. This is down from our 2019-2020 expenses of $5,321,826. This year, it truly does please me to announce that we ended the year $1,630,808 in the black. Yes, believe it or not, that is definitely a surplus. This surplus is truly great news, and it is due to the sale of Camp Concharty, interest on our investments, and the Payroll Protection Program loan forgiveness. Council staff also worked very, very hard to keep our expenses below budget, which ended with a positive outcome. Just a reminder, the proceeds of the sale of the camp have been placed in a separate board-designated property account for the use of the upkeep, maintenance, and strategic plan of our properties. This concludes my report. At this time, I would like to call the teller forward to share the results from the vote to adopt the financial report.
The votes have been tallied, and the results to adopt the financial report are as follows. 52 or 100% voted yes, 0 voted no.
It appears that the vote to accept the financial report passes unanimously. Thank you all. A lot of hard work has taken place and will remain a focal point as we continue to work on ways to streamline our financial position and reduce dependency on United Way's and product program profit. On another positive note, we recently completed our audit with an unqualified rating. That is the best opinion a nonprofit can receive. I would like to thank you all for allowing me to present the financials to you today and to thank you all for your hard work. And now Chair Toms will return.
Thank you, Jackie, for that great report. At last year's meeting, delegates voted to approve council service fee. I want to take this opportunity to tell you that last year the council service fee raised $18,792, which was used to provide financial assistance to girls. This was collected during early bird registration from April to September. Overall, we spent $76,734 in financial assistance. Keep in mind that this is an unusually low amount, but it's because membership was down, there were fewer programs, and camp was at half capacity. Typically, we spend in excess of $200,000 for financial aid during a normal year. The board truly appreciates your support of this critically needed funding for our girls. It helps ensure that every girl has the opportunity for a full Girl Scout experience.
Thank you, Chair Toms. Now it's time to celebrate our Gold Award Girl Scouts. Our presenter is Gold Award Girl Scout and Director of Program, Betsy Connell.
Good afternoon. The Girl Scout Gold Award is the most highly regarded award in the world for girls. Gold Award Girl Scouts are the dreamers and the doers who make the world a better place to the next level. The Girl Scout Gold Award is the mark of a truly remarkable Girl Scout, proof that not only can she make a difference, but that she already has. Seniors and ambassadors who earn the Gold Award lead a team in a Take Action project that demonstrates measurable impact. They tackle issues that are dear to them and drive lasting change in their communities and beyond. The Gold Award is a key that can open doors to scholarships, preferred admission tracks for college, and amazing career opportunities. This year's Gold Award Girl Scouts have not only risen to the challenge of earning gold, but most of them accomplished this amid previously unthinkable roadblocks that the pandemic presented. But these Girl Scouts persisted. They rearranged and redesigned, they pivoted and persevered, and in the end, they've made us so proud of all they've accomplished. Their resilience and ultimate success are just the latest poignant examples of how Girl Scouts builds girls of courage, confidence, and character. Earning the Girl Scout Gold Award is the mark of the truly remarkable. Now we would like to share this year's Gold Award Girl Scouts. Abigail Burke from Evans, Pet Adopting Awareness. Caitlin Caldwell from Social Circle, Let the Puppies Play. Savannah Carr from Warner Robins, Interactive Outdoor Adventures. Nora Hamilton from Savannah, Math Prep. Julia Lane from Gainesville, Bat Boxes. Emily Lang from Warner Robins, Water Safety. Abby Malden from Hiawassee, Substantially Superior Softball. Tori Sanchez from Brunswick, Calm Down Corner. Caitlin Shaw from Midland, Little Libraries of North Highland. Catherine Slavitt from Lynette, Alabama, Fort Tyler Historical Marker Restoration Project. Caroline Wallace from Waverly, At Home Girl Scout Adventure. These young women are so inspiring. For more information about all of our Gold Award Girl Scouts, go to our website, gshg.org, where you'll be able to read about each of them and their projects. I want to recognize one more Gold Award Girl Scout from our council, Elizabeth or Libby Olig from Evans. This past fall, Girl Scouts of the USA announced their first National Gold Award Scholarship recipients, one from each of the councils in the country. Libby was selected by Gold Committee members and staff as the first National Gold Award Scholarship recipient from Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia for her project, Planting for Pollinators. Libby received a little over $2,000 towards her college education. Congratulations, Libby. Each October, GSUSA will be granting another scholarship to a Gold Award Girl Scout from our council. A heartfelt thank you to the girls, leaders, advisors, and parents. On the screen, you'll see a list of all the Gold Award committee members who are key to helping these young women achieve Girl Scouts' highest award. They and we could not have done it without you. On May 1st, we will recognize the 2021-22 class of Gold Award Girl Scouts at our virtual High Award ceremony. We hope to see you all then. Thank you for supporting and celebrating our Gold Award Girl Scouts. Now back to you, Lily.
Thank you. It is very inspiring to see the dedicated work of Gold Award Girl Scouts. Sincere congratulations to each of them. And thanks also to Chair Laura Toms and CEO Sue Elst for the State of the Council report. We are grateful to have such wonderful role models at the helm for Georgia Girl Scouts. Next, we have a special treat. We will hear from one of our Girl Scout alums about how Girl Scouting has played a role in her professional life. Dr. Christina Faust is a Gold Award Girl Scout from Athens area. She attended UGA for her undergraduate and master's degrees, then went on to Princeton for her PhD. Currently, she's a researcher who lives in the UK. That's enough from me. Let Dr. Christina tell you her story.
So my name is Christina Faust, as you mentioned. I'm a lifetime Girl Scout, and I grew up in Girl Scouts of Historic Georgia, or the previous version of it. And it's just such a wonderful opportunity to talk to you all today about how Girl Scouts has shaped my life, and it's been a really nice opportunity to reflect on it. And if I were to talk about all of the ways in which Girl Scouts has affected me, we'd be here all day. I only have 10 minutes. So I'm gonna focus on 3 things that has really kind of shaped my experiences and who I am today. So Girl Scouts has always believed in individuality, and the programs and activities that Girl Scouts does helps foster individual interest. And this is either through badge work. So this is aging me. These are my old badges from Brownies and Juniors, but also through the activities. So I love the outdoors, and being able to be in the outdoors with other Girl Scouts in my troop, either through beach cleanups, through service activities, or through camping, was an amazing opportunity and helped develop some really exciting skills. Despite this very sad look on my face, I was enjoying it. And one of the kind of incredible opportunities is Gold Award projects or Silver Award projects, where girls have the opportunity to develop their own interest. And for my Gold Award, which is in 2005, I designed and painted this exhibit in the restrooms at Sandy Creek Nature Center. So this was able to combine my interest in nature and art. So I painted these species, and then in these boxes are sculpted fecal samples. It was a really cool opportunity, and it's exciting that it's still there, but things I learned in that Gold Award project actually still apply to my daily life, actually. So this is a picture from 2 years ago when I was last in the field. This is on the shores of Lake Victoria. I now work on infectious disease, and in particular, I'm focused on diseases that affect vulnerable communities. And this picture is very glamorously showing some field work. So these are funnels that I've sewn, which is another Girl Scout skill. And what we're using these funnels for is isolating parasites out of fecal samples. And what's really exciting is that once we isolate these parasites, we can use DNA sequencing to identify where these tiny microorganisms infected that person. And then we use this to kind of redistribute control efforts and stop transmission. And all this work is done with my wonderful colleagues at the Ministry of Health in Uganda. This is Fred and Chantia, just 2 of them here. And so I used to have to explain why it's important to study animal and environmental health to inform human health, but unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic has driven that point home to many. But in addition to causing pandemics, Zoonotic infections are actually a significant form of morbidity and mortality in human populations around the globe. And things that we think of that are human diseases like measles or flu originated in animals. So understanding why these diseases are crossing over into humans and when they do that is really important. So we know that deforestation and environmental change does increase this risk, but we don't know why. And understanding why is really important to developing better solutions and improving global health and ultimately preventing the next pandemic. We're not there yet, but we're definitely working on it. So the kind of second pillar that I wanted to talk about was courage. So this Girl Scouts are constantly pushing you to try new opportunities, new things, and especially things that are outside your comfort zone. And I participated in Girl Scout Wider Opportunities, which are now called Destinations, and had the wonderful support of the council to help me financially and kind of emotional support to go on these. So the first, these trips are organized either at a national or international level and kind of expose you to new careers and new ideas. And so the first trip I went to, I flew on a plane by myself. I think I was 12, and this is me out on a schooner. We were rigging the schooner for a week out on Lake Michigan and learning all new techniques. And it was really exciting, but also terrifying. And I also got to live out a dream by going dog sledding in northern Minnesota in minus 20-degree weather. This was a 10-day cross-country dog sledding expedition that we went on. And 2 of the days I was completely by myself with a pot, a box of matchsticks, a tarp, and a sleeping bag. So I think if you can get through 2 days with just that, you can do about anything. And Girl Scouts is really good about kind of teaching people their own capacity. And it really, Girl Scouts really kind of started my travel bug. So I'm from Athens, as you mentioned, and Girl Scouts took me kind of even across the pond. So I went to England at a Girl Scout jamboree, and then my Girl Scout troop decided to go to Puerto Rico for our last trip together, using all that cookie money that we gathered all throughout time. But then I continued traveling in my undergraduate career and during my PhD, and it brought me to many places. So there's infectious disease and environmental change around the globe, and there's many opportunities to study it, which is a lucky part of my job. And in my career, I work a lot with people in Uganda mostly, but also work with people in China and Vietnam. And what we know is that infectious disease it does not respect national boundaries, and taking this international perspective is really important for addressing these challenges. And although we've got great vaccination rates in some places in the world, we've got a lot more to go for this pandemic to end. And Girl Scouts has kind of provided me this opportunity to have this global perspective. And what kind of just want to highlight one part that we're doing in Uganda that's really exciting. So this is myself and Diana Ajambo, who's a master's student in Makerere in Uganda. And this is actually our own lab. So we all know that diagnostics are really important. So when you get a cough now, you go take a COVID test, and waiting for those results is really agonizing, and sometimes it takes up to 2 days. But if you're living in the communities where I work, you might not find out for months the results of that test, and altering your behavior for that long is not possible. So this is bringing the diagnostics to them, and this is completely off-grid. So we are using solar panels to do DNA extractions. And this is actually a tomato hut that we're using as our clean room. And this is a little PCR machine that's run off our solar panels. And we can actually take a sample and get a diagnostic result in 4 hours, which is really exciting and really empowering for communities. So we're hoping to kind of develop this capacity moving forward. The last thing I want to talk about is resilience. And I think the whole presentation today has really kind of emphasized how resilient Girl Scouts are. And it's really exciting to see the creativity of what people have done in spite of these challenges. And when I was kind of thinking, I didn't have a pandemic during my Girl Scouting years, but I was thinking about resilience in Girl Scout cookies. So anyone who's ever sold Girl Scout cookies outside a grocery store will know you get 100 no's for every one person that buys a box. But that doesn't mean you stop asking. So kind of continuing to ask people and continuing to try is really important in Girl Scouting. And it's also been really important to have a really wonderful community around you. So this is my troop on our last trip to Puerto Rico, which was really wonderful. And I had the opportunity to have many friends in Girl Scouting throughout the years. And I also had wonderful mentors, including my mom, who is my troop leader. And this is my great aunt who passed away this past year, but she got her gold award during the Great Depression. So it's important to have people around you that support you, especially when things aren't going well. So in my career now, I work in STEM fields, which women are overrepresented when we're in bachelor's and master's degrees, but it's become unfortunately known as the leaky pipeline. So as we advance in our careers, the percentage of women that are around me has declined. So at the moment, I am a female researcher, and only 1 of every 3 colleagues around me are females. And this even declines at kind of more higher levels. And so I think it's been really important to me in my career to stick with it. And I've received many, many no's, but fortunately, I think a combination of stubbornness and also where we are in today's world. I just received a grant, a $1 million grant to kind of develop my own lab. And it's working with these colleagues in Uganda. And it's a really exciting project that's looking at how environmental change affects rodents and the communities of rodents and the pathogens they have, and then how this affects humans. And so the hope is working with USAID will develop some better control strategies that will improve human livelihoods and also environmental health. And I think all of this is a testament to how much Girl Scouts has kind of driven me forward throughout my life. And I want to thank you guys for your time and really hope you'll give, because I think I've had so many incredible opportunities, and I think the sky is the limit for Girl Scouts.
Wasn't that fantastic? Fantastic. She makes us all proud to be Girl Scouts. Clearly the work that you all do matters, and we want to make sure it continues far into the future. Our board members are key to our success. So next we will hear from Lindsay Frechtel, a member of our nominating committee, to provide the report of the nominating committee.
Today, on behalf of the nominating committee, we present the slate for your consideration. Voting members receive the biographical information on each of the candidates in their packets. This year, we voted for board officers and members at large. We conduct the candidate search throughout the council's 125 counties to find the best candidates while maintaining the demographic and geographic diversity of our board. We do encourage and appreciate referrals for board members throughout the year. Please submit names to our nominating committee using the general gshg.org email address found on our website. The board nomination form can also be found on the council's website under governance. The board nominating committee is proud to present the following slate of nominees for the board of directors. Nominees are officers 2022 to 2024. Jeff Wilson, Augusta, first vice chair. Douglas Pearson, Macon, second vice chair. Jackie Dudley, Columbus, treasurer. Mark Bennett, Savannah, secretary. Members at large, term 2022 through 2025. Erica Backus, Savannah. Lakeisha Bryant Bruce, Albany. Karen Hicks, Macon. Michael James, Athens. Members at large reappointments, term 2022 through 2025. Susan Spiros, Savannah. I will now ask Chair Toms to come forward to facilitate the election report.
Thank you, Lindsay. We will hear the board election report from our teller.
The votes have been tallied and the results of the board slate are as follows. 52 or 100% votes for yes and 0 negative votes.
It appears we have a unanimous vote. Those on the slate are declared elected. Congratulations. Thank you, members of the nominating committee, for an outstanding slate of candidates. Before moving forward, I would like to recognize board members who are retiring and thank them for their service to the movement. The retiring members are Jeff Hewitt, Jan Miller Elkins, Nikki Randall, and Rachel Wilson. All have been very good board members and very active and will be sorely missed. The good news is we never let good volunteers go, so you all can be expecting a call for your next assignment. We would like to present the incoming officers and returning members for this term. They are familiar to many of you. Delegates, you have their bios in your packet. Those are Jeffrey Wilson from Augusta, first vice chair. Jeffrey is a commercial real estate broker with Sherman and Hemp Street. Dr. Douglas Pearson from Macon, second vice chair. Doug is a Mercer University Dean of Students and Vice President for Student Affairs. Jackie Dudley from Columbus, our treasurer, is a corporate etiquette and international protocol consultant. Mark Bennett from Savannah, our secretary, is a senior manager of global community investments and public relations at Gulfstream Aerospace. Member at large, Susan Spiros from Savannah, is the president and CEO of Spiros Incorporated in Savannah. Now to introduce our new board members. Erica Backus from Savannah. Erica is the Director of Public Relations for Visit Savannah and the Savannah Chamber of Commerce. A Savannah native, Erica graduated in 1993 from Statesboro High School and Georgia Southern University in 1998 with a degree in public relations. Lakeisha Bryant Bruce from Albany. Lakeisha is the Director of Community Relations for the Dougherty County Board of Education after having served as the President CEO of the United Way of Southwest Georgia. She holds a Master of Arts degree in Communications with an emphasis on advertising and public relations from the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and a Bachelor of Arts degree in English from Claflin College in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Karen Hicks from Macon. Karen is a gallery assistant at Macon Arts Alliance. She graduated from Southern New Hampshire University in 2020 with a Bachelor of Arts in Graphic Design and Media Arts and has a minor in art history. She is currently pursuing her Master of Arts degree in Leadership and Cultural Management. Michael James from Athens. Michael is an attorney at Epps, Holloway, Deloach, and Hockenmeyer. She graduated summa cum laude from University of Georgia in 2016, where she received her bachelor's degree in international affairs. In 2019, she graduated from University of Georgia School of Law, earning her double dog status. At this time, Girl Scout Peggy Taylor will lead the induction ceremony for our new and returning board members.
Thank you, Chair Toms. Hi, I'm Peggy Taylor, a junior Girl Scout from Troop 20131. Will all of our new renewing board members please unmute themselves and repeat after me in the Girl Scout promise? On my honor.
On my honor.
On my honor.
I will try.
I will try
to serve God and my country.
to serve God and my country.
To help people at all times.
To help
people at all times.
And to live by the Girl Scout law.
And to live by the Girl Scout
law.
Welcome to our new board members and congratulations. Thank you to all those individuals who have agreed to serve and those who have been re-elected and will continue to serve. Chair Toms will now return to officially bring today's meeting to a close.
We have come to the end of this year's annual meeting. Thank you all for attending. Next year's annual meeting is scheduled for Saturday, January 28, 2023. Thanks to all those who participated in today's meeting. Our girls for leading the pledge, the promise, and the law. Our wonderful MCs. Dr. Christina Faust for sharing her experience. Our council reader and teller. Our council delegates and board members. Our national council delegates. Regional advisory board members. And a special thanks to National Board Member Leslie Temple. I'd like to congratulate our new and returning board members and also say thank you to Sue Eltz and the staff of Historic Georgia for their spirit and commitment to the mission of Girl Scouts. Please watch your email for an evaluation survey. We appreciate your feedback regarding today's meeting. And we hope to see you all at the virtual town hall meetings in March and look forward to the time when we can actually gather at one of the many program activities across Historic Georgia. Now, Peggy, Lillian, and Mita will lead us in our closing.
For our closing today, let's consider this quote by Juliet Lowe. To be inspired isn't great, but to be an inspiration is an honor.
Juliet Gordon Lowe founded the Girl Scouts of the USA in 1912, 110 years ago. She imagined a movement where all girls could come together and embrace their unique strengths and passions. And as Girl Scouts has done since, she made that dream a reality.
And though Daisy might not recognize the digital photography or cybersecurity badges that Girl Scouts earn today, she strongly believes that everything Girl Scouts do should unlock their full potential and raise their confidence, a powerful legacy that still feels relevant to all Girl Scouts, past and present. Girl Scouts today still share plenty of similarities with the very first Girl Scout troop in 1912. They connect with their communities, get outdoors, challenge themselves, and find ways to make the world a better place.
As we continue to navigate these difficult and unpredictable times, it is comforting to carry with us the powerful tools of Girl Scouts that you have come to rely on. It is an honor to continue serving our Girl Scout community with Daisy's positive, impactful message.
On the screen now is a beautiful print, which was designed by globally recognized artist and Gold Award Girl Scout Dana Tanamachi. It was commissioned for the Girl Scouts Change the World event this past October. When you receive your thank you for attending the annual meeting today, you will also be receiving instructions to download this print. We hope it inspires you and reminds you of what it is you do every day by being a part of our Girl Scout movement. We can't thank you enough for that.
Thank you and good afternoon.